Hola a todos! Today we're going to talk about affirmative and negative words. By the end of the day, you'll be able to talk about indefinite situations and also negative situations. So let's get started. First, go ahead and open up your Avancemos textbook to page 366, 366. Read that page and then come watch this video. Okay. So in Spanish, we have affirmative words and we have negative words. Affirmative words are positive. They're like, yes, I would like to do something or talk to someone or something like that, right? They're also indefinite. We say they're indefinite because they don't clearly define which thing we're talking about. They're kind of open. It's like in infinity, we don't definitely know what we're talking about, okay? For example, we might be talking about something, I want to do something today. Algo is the word for something. Next, someone is alguien. If we're talking about a person and we don't know exactly who it is, alguien. Yo hablé con alguien. I spoke with somebody yesterday. We also, instead of saying some, we can say algún, like I'll read some book, like algún libro. I don't care which one. But because algún needs to match, it's an adjective, right? It needs to match a noun. We can say algún or we can say alguna if it's feminine. Like yo conocí alguna persona, that's some person, well, just alguien. But and then the same thing is true. We would with plurals, we would have algunos and algunas for adjective agreement. So I'm just gonna put this down here as our gender agreement reminder. We can have algún, we can have algunos, we can have alguna, algunas, because those function as adjectives. So here we've got adjectives going. We've got a noun. We've got a noun. And now we've got an adverb coming up. If we want to say we always do something, that's siempre. Yo siempre me cepillo los dientes. I always brush my teeth. Cool. And then finally, if we have as well or also, I like to write as well because when you look at the word también, it literally is as well. Tam is like as much as. Bien is well. So as well as, remembering that the accent goes on the E, just missed. That's another adverb for you. So these are affirmative words. These are good things. So yes, I would like to do something. Also notice what they have in common when we're talking about something, someone, or just some of some sort. Got algún, alguien, algo. Notice that pattern there. Cool. Now let's switch gears and go over to the dark side, to the negatives. So a negative is when you do not like something. We're like, no, I would not like to do the thing. There's literally no in them in English. So we say nada, like, what are you doing? Oh, nada. I'm doing nothing. Or yo no hablé con nadie. I didn't talk to nobody. It's an E. Nadie. Or I don't want none of that. I don't. No, let's not do the thing. I don't want any of that thing. It's ningún or ninguna. And the same adjective agreement applies. Ningunos, ningunas when it's plural. Notice the pattern that we're forming. Here we have the IE when we're talking about people. Alguien versus nadie. We have the gún when we're talking about a thing. Algún versus ningún, or alguna versus ninguna. So that's really cool. And then we're going to continue with those N beginning words. Get nunca for never. I never want to do the thing. And then finally, instead of también, we have tampoco. do not like that either. Ha ha ha. Okay, so talking about gender agreement, when you have your adjectives like algún and ningún, or guna, or gunos, they need to agree with the gender of the noun that they replace, or if they're functioning as an adjective, they need to agree with the thing that they are replacing or modifying, sorry. So we would say like, ¿Conoces algún sitio web? Do you know of any website? Or if I don't, I would say, no conozco ningún sitio web. Or do you know of a church? ¿Conoces alguna iglesia? No, yo no conozco ninguna iglesia. Or just, no conozco ninguna. End of story. That's it. So they need to match. That's your gender agreement rule. And then you also have a verb rule. But before we talk about the verb rule, we need to talk about double negatives in English. A double negative is bad, is incorrect grammar. Like if I said, hey, did you eat anything yet? And you said, no, I didn't eat nothing. That's a double negative because you've got the not, I did not eat nothing. That is incorrect. That is improper grammar. You do not want to do that in English. But get this, you guys. It's actually correct to use double negatives in Spanish. All right? So I would say, like, if I didn't eat anything in Spanish, I would say, no, yo no comí nada. We've got that no in front of our verb, and we have a negative word. That is actually correct. So you don't want to use a double negative in English, but you do want to use a double negative in Spanish. In fact, to go one step further, if you don't use your double negative in Spanish, if you say, oh, you know what? No, I didn't eat anything, because, in English it should be, I didn't eat anything. But if you use that positive word in Spanish, oh, yo no comí algo, I didn't eat anything, that's actually wrong. Don't say it that way. You need to say, no comí nada. And the same thing is true. You can't have just yo comí nada by itself. You need to put a no in front of it. Okay. Cool. However, so that is the verb rule. You need to have, when you have no in front of a verb, you need to follow with a negative word. There, that's your rule. And here's some examples. Oops. Okay. However, if you use a negative word in front of a verb, then you don't need to have a no in front of it. That's totally fine. For example, if you said like, how about nobody? It'd be like, nadie viene a la escuela. No one comes to school. That's fine. You just put the negative in front of the verb and you're okay. No one comes to school. Done. Right? So those are our rules. And now we're going to put them into practice. So go ahead and look at Actividad 12, Activity 12 in your Avancemos textbook. Read it, try to do it. And if you get stuck, come back to this video and I'll help you out. So in this conversation, we have two people. We have our friend Mariano and we have Florencia. And poor Mariano is trying to get Florencia to go out and do some things. He says he's going to ask her a bunch of questions. Hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Do you want to hang out with these people? And every single time, Florencia says no, 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 no. Because she is una persona negativa. So negative. So let's substitute the appropriate word to go in here. So Mariano asks, ¿Quieres ver alguna película en el cine Rex? Do you want to watch a movie at the theater? And of course, Florencia says no. No quiero ver ninguna película en el cine Rex. So next he's going to ask her, ¿Quieres comprar en la tienda? Do you want to buy something in the store? So ¿Quieres comprar algo en la tienda? And she, of course, is going to say no. No quiero comprar nada. I don't want to buy anything in the store. I don't want to buy nothing in the store. But that's correct in Spanish. Also notice, these are going to go together. So we have alguna goes with ninguna, alguna, ninguna, they're like opposites. And algo with nada, they're like opposites. Okay, next. ¿Quieres pasar un rato con? Do you want to spend some time with somebody? Somebody is alguien. Do you want to hang out with someone? And Florencia is going to say, no, I don't want to hang out with anybody. The opposite of alguien is nadie. I don't want to hang out with nobody. I'm going to start speaking English wrong after this video. No. Oh, I missed a verb. I should say, no quiero pasar un rato con nadie. I don't want to spend time with nobody. And finally, ¿Quieres practicar deporte? Do you want to practice sport? Do you want to practice some sport? Really, whatever. I bet he's desperate at this moment. He just wants one of them. Algún deporte. Do you want to practice some sport? And the opposite of algún is, watch this fancy trick. It's not algún, but it's ningún. No, I don't want to practice no sport. Okay, well, Miss Negative Nancy, Florencia, guess that's on you. All right, let's go to activity 13. Ha! Shoot. I have the answers there already. Oh well. Okay, well, here we go. So the first one has been done for you first. Okay. ¿Bebiste algunos refrescos? Did you drink any beverages? So it says always to answer them negatively. So we're going to put a no. Yo no bebí. We need to have another no in front of our verb. Yo no bebí ningún refresco. So how did I get to this answer? Well, I put my no's first, and then I looked at my verb. My verb is bebiste, did you drink? And I put that in the yo form. And then I looked at my affirmative word. My affirmative word here is algunos. So I want to find the opposite of algunos. The opposite of algunos is ningunos. So algunos is ningún. There. I did not drink any soda. Boom. And they match. Ningún matches with refresco. Okay? Go ahead and try out the rest of the sentences, and I'll show you why the correct answer is correct. Here's number 2. ¿Usaste el mensajero instantáneo con alguien? Well, let's break this sentence up. First, we'll need to write no. Actually, we need to put our no's first. And then we look at our verb, usaste. We'll want to put that in the yo form. Usé, no usé. And keep using el mensajero instantáneo con alguien. The opposite of alguien, somebody, is nadie, giving us no usé el mensajero instantáneo con nadie. Cool, huh? All right, now do the rest of the sentences. We'll break it up. Okay, here we go. Here are our answers. We got recibiste becomes recibí. We have no recibí nada. Nada is the opposite of algo. For next one, tomaste, did you take any photos? Tomaste becomes tomé. So we need to say no, I did not take ninguna foto. Saliste, saliste becomes salí. So say no, I did not go out with nobody. And then escribiste, did you write? You would say I did not write. So say no. No escribí algún becomes ningún correo electrónico. ¿Vendiste algo? Did you sell anything? Well, I did not. Didn't even use the right highlighter here. ¿Vendiste? No. I did not vend anything. I'm no vendor. No, I vended nothing. And then finally, ¿quemaste algún disco compacto? No, no quemé ningún disco compacto. Again, we've got our rule here. Our pattern that we're following is no, comma, no, and then our verb in the yo form. And then we've got our negative word, and then whatever other information the sentence needs. And that's how to write a negative sentence. So there you go. There's one of your key ideas of the day. Okay, in actividad 14, we've got a bunch of questions. So now I'm going to give you an example of how to reply to a positive question and how to reply to a negative question. Then you're going to fill out the rest of these with your own responses. Actually, fill out all 8 of them with your own ideas, because this is all about you. I don't want to hear my answers. I don't want to see my answers back on your assignment. So here we go. Our first question is, ¿estudiaste con alguien anteayer? And I'm going to say I did. So if that's true, I would say sí. Did you study? Yes. Ha, nice. But we're going to use complete sentence. So sí, yo estudié, using that nice preterite ending. Sí, yo estudié con, and then my affirmative word, con alguien. Yes, I studied with somebody. Nice. And then to add some detail to my response, I'm going to specify who that person was. So I can say that I studied with my friend Florencia. Why not? So you can say, estudié con Florencia, or whoever you studied. You can even add more detail by saying what you studied. You can say, estudié la historia con Florencia. I studied history with my friend Florencia. If you wanted. I'm going to make these all on the same line. And then we're going to come up with a negative example as well. But before we do, notice how I repeated the verb. Yo estudié, but I didn't specify yo because it's got the same conjugation. I'm still talking about the same people, so we're okay. All right, now let's give an example of a negative question, or negative answer. So, ¿comiste algunas galletas anoche? Well, I'm going to say no. No, yo, and then I need to say no again. Yo no, and then I can put my verb in. Yo no comí ningún, and then I need my negative word. No comí ningún galleta, but since galleta is feminine, this needs to be ninguna galleta. So I've got my no answer, just like I started with a yes answer, my sí. I got no. I need to repeat my no and have a negative word. So there you go. Go ahead and add your own responses to your worksheet. I look forward to grading them. When you're done, work on your soundbite assignment. And if you have extra time left in class, here are 2 activities for you to do. Have a great time on your assignment. Adios.